Hi traders, I'm back for a very brief period. I'm just about to go away on a 3-day walking holiday, but I'm back at my desk on Wednesday. Monday is a UK bank holiday anyway, so I'm missing Tuesday, but back Tuesday evening for a full day on Wednesday. So the room will be open Wednesday morning and Wednesday US session. I'm going to send you more detailed information about these members free webinars I'm doing, because I want you all to be there. They can be really, really important. I really want to get you guys going, sharpen up your trading edge, and get you making consistent profits in these markets. If you're not already doing so, please do join us. Even if you're making decent profits, still join us just to contribute, to watch, and to feedback. Okay, so let's get going on these markets. Very volatile week. This is gold on the weekly chart. This is a hangman to me. RSI looks. I think this hangman will create some downward pressure. Let's have a look at the daily. The daily's got a hammer on the 20 and a move above this 18.8. So the daily contradicts that. The daily is suggesting a decent close. Though we have got. Look at that resistance up there. It hit 18.25. It's major resistance. However, anybody who took that hammer, well done. Because my rule is, any kind of hammer like that, just take it. Wouldn't need a decent stop, but wow, that's a decent plunge down to a major support level down there, wasn't it? Haven't quite got a gap down there, but wow, that's incredible volatility, isn't it? 1900 close to 1707 in 3 days. Wow, incredible volatility. A lot of profit taking up there. That hammer to me was good. If you get a pull back to 1805, you're running the risk of not getting through a resistance, but running the risk of that hangman. If you're not in it, yeah, stay out. 10-year notes. Let's have a look at the safe haven of 10-year notes, and we are getting a little bit of an inverted star up there, a hangman to me. It's very, very bullish though, and this is a real safe haven, a real test of, a real bit of litmus paper on the market. And we closed below last week's high, a little bit of a topping tail up there. We start to close below 129, and that to me looks weak. So hangman with a gap to the 8. Now if these safe havens sell off, and let's just look at the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc's pretty weak here, so this is a really good sign that maybe there is more confidence in the markets than is being talked about at the moment. Ben Bernanke came out and pretty much just tried to give us calming words, but no concrete moves. The yen has closed back above the 8 on the daily, a little bit of hangman. Now that looks like a bullish consolidation there. The Japanese economy is bouncing back from tsunami very, very well this year. Right, so look at the equity markets. So on the weekly S&P 500 we close above the 200, so that's significant. It is, however, let's have a look at the fibs on the major run. So from the recovery in 09 through to the peak of, when was that? May this year. We've touched the bottom of the fifth play zone here on the weekly and closed above the 200. But look at this 8 coming down here. We need to start closing above 1200 and then start moving up for this to work. There is a hammer there 2 weeks back. I think if we start to close above 1880 this week, then these markets could recover. So at the moment we just can't. We keep bashing into this 11,990 on the S&P and selling off. And look at this 8 coming down. So I have to say, overall, this is a bearish consolidation, unless we can close above 1190 this week. Close above 1190 this week, and we could push up here. At the very least, on the basis of this sell-off, we do need a retest of that area there to me, 1232. I think we could find a lot of selling coming in up there, because could push back to there only to sell off. But basically it's a tough call. Reasonable close on the week, close above the 8, hammer-like bar. That could give us a push to the resistance area and then see a sell-off up there. In terms of swing trade, nothing to do. Nothing to do. Unless you're prepared to buy 1170 with a stop down there on the daily. Just have a look at the YM. That's weaker. That weekly is trapped between the 50 and the 200. And the Nasdaq's open and closed inside last week's range. Closed above the 8 and not above the 20. So, you know, a lot of resistance up there. Look at the resistance in the Nasdaq. It's big. It's very big. And if we get you can see that trend line here. So we can move above this area here. So from these highs here, that first major retest there and that retest there. So watch this level here, because the close above 21.72, and that will be significant. Look at this golden cross up here. So a retest of this area here could just see a sell-off, giving us a very weak, potentially drastic down move in the autumn. Let's see. We'll just take it one day at a time. Oil, continuous contract. A couple of hammers down here. These long bottoming tails. Tweezer bottom to me. It's what I would call a tweezer bottom. I still think we at least need to retest 90. 90.40 is the major resistance. Nope, sorry, 90 is. I still think we're going to retest that. Close above it, and we could get to 95 plus. Look at that 8 in the weekly chart. I would trade that. You know, I'm not around for the next couple of days, so I can't manage it. I would trade break of 85.70. We'll stop at 82.70 and try and get back to 90. Sugar. Massive move up here to 31.75. Nice hammer on Thursday. Just gotta watch that weekly. Something of a potential reversal bar up there. I think that will just consolidate. That, to me, that daily is great. I pull back to the top of that hammer at 30, and I think that can move up. Let's have a look at gold and silver. Here's gold first. Oh, gold we talked about. What am I talking about? Come on, get your act together. Silver, right up to 44 and a hangman. Look at that hangman. But look at the trend line. This is a kiss and tell. That is potentially a close above the trend line there. This is a pullback to the trend line. I think a break of that area there, and I think silver can get back up. This is a good pullback. Silver got ahead of itself there at 44. It's come back. If you take a break of 41.17 with a stop down there at 38.70, let's see if you can get back up to 48. Grains are really doing well. This is a good time of year to trade the grains. The decent consolidation in soybeans. I don't think you're going to get much of a pullback there. Retest 1400. I would buy the beans and the corn as per last week's video. Really nice move up to 752. I said I'd expect to see 750 when I come back. That's what I've got. Pullback, any pullback to 737 is a gift. That is looking as if it wants to go to 8. Right, Forex. Before we move on to Forex, let's just look at a few bellwethers. This is Visa. This Visa is actually looking very good. I think, yeah, we get a break above there. Pull back to 84. A decent stop at 79. I think Visa could get through 100. That's a pretty bullish daily to me. Bank of America certainly struggling. Buffett's coming in with some support. It's got a big mountain to climb. Certainly not tradable, but it suggests that these markets are trying. That little hammer down there at 6.4. That's 6.4 to give you a high of 8.75. MasterCard, not bad. Visa looks better. Apple, Steve Jobs is stepping down, and Apple is being bought. Pull back to 376. This is a very bullish. This is a very bullish pattern. That's a very bullish pattern. That high and low. Get any kind of pullback to 376, or you may have to be more aggressive. 378, 40, and Apple looks good. So the markets are not bad. These bellwethers can be a good indication of what's ahead. Google struggling down there, but holding. Gets above 552, I would be a buyer of Google. Right, Euro. Look at this weekly. This is turning out to be a tough week for the Euro, I suspect. For day traders anyway. Just looking at the left, 144 is a key level. We get a pullback to 144 on this weekly. 100-point pullback. It's looking good. This is a nice bullish consolidation. It's a nice bull flag here. So look at the daily. Yeah, I can see from the daily that's a really tough week. Very, very tough trading, but it just broke out on Friday. If you can get a pullback to 144.40, all these Tesla 50 MA were bought. Very, very, very good close on Friday. Resistance just ahead. But look where we are though, look at this resistance up here. This is where we sold off in April. So it's a lot of resistance. However, this trend line breakout is good for a pullback to 144.40 on this one. I would be a buyer at 144.40 with a stop down there at 143, just under 143. So 140 point stop to see if we can get back up to 147, 148 on the Euro. Pound. If we look at this weekly chart, we came up into this 200 EMA and this trendline resistance, and we pulled back. We've closed below the 8, so we've pretty much matched the previous weeks. We're flat. We've held the 20. So it puts this pound in a difficult position. This is pretty much there's a 50 EMA break here. Some gloomy data coming out in the UK. UK economy is struggling, like a lot of economies, but UK is pretty slow. So look at that, we are still in this apex here. You may find we pull up here and start playing around. Now if we get a move above 164, this pound can get right back up, possibly to 167. We've done a high. We've done a high up here, done a higher low. If this trend line holds, we don't want to trade it between the 50 and the 200 anyway, so I wouldn't go short. If we get back into this apex Monday, Tuesday and start closing above 164, I'll be a buyer to try and get back up to the highs. Obviously CAD is not bad, but to me it's not a great one to trade. Look, it's under the trend line there. That's certainly a nice little hammerlight bar on Thursday, and a decent move, a higher high on there on the overall week chart, but not a good one. I would steer clear of that, because if it's to pull resistance up there, that's horrendous. That could be a head and shoulders with a neckline there. So that Aussie CAD starts to sell off, then we could get back down to parity. So close above 104 and it's good. I would just leave it. Aussie US. Not bad, but we couldn't get through the 50. Not bad at all. Close above there, close above 158, 1058, and I'll be a buyer of that. I would definitely be a buyer of Aussie US in that area. Watch out for the Monday close. Aussie New Zealand, take a look at this. I mean, the daily and the weekly are short. They are just short. But if we do get back above 126, that could break up nicely. But on the face of it, this is a short. You're going to pull back to the 20, and you need a stop up there. Pretty close stop. You need a 90-point stop for this to go short here, for a target of 123. It's about a 2.5 to 1 risk reward ratio, with a weekly that's closed below the 200. I think that's a good short on the Aussie New Zealand. This Euro Swissy looks good. Our 50 EMA break. I just look at this trend line up here though. I think this might take a while to get through this trend line. A lovely hammer down here 3 weeks back. I would leave that, just concentrate on the Euro US and the Aussie US. Yeah, and the pound has had 2 very weak days, and the Euro's got a really bullish chart. I would buy a pullback on this Euro pound. I would try and get a pullback to 88.13, because this just looks as if this is wanting to go right back up to the highs. Pound is very weak, and that's a great weekly. Alright, Euro pound to me is a good buy on a pullback to 88.13. The overall weakness in the dollar is showing up in the US dollar CAD. I wouldn't short it given the amount of support down there, but that close on Friday, hangman on Thursday, very weak close on Friday. We are at decent support though. I would definitely not short that, but be wary, because if that US dollar CAD turns around on this kind of, if this does turn out to be a bull flag, that could be a very violent move to the upside on that one. I would just watch out for this. Mark your charts up like this, because if that gets back above 98.80, I think that will ping up quite fiercely. But on the face of it, that's a decent short close below the 8 and 200 EMA there on Friday. Just see if this area holds, and see if that, it may just want to come back and retest 97.37. So you may see a couple of days selling off, retest the 50 EMA, and then bounce up through that. I'd keep a very close eye on that one. Give it a couple of days and see how it handles that 97. I had high hopes for this one, pound Aussie dollar. Like that hammer on major support, decent day afterwards, and it just sold off since. Great shame, but this is a retest the 50 EMA again. And look at that support there, 154.47. See if that can start to break back up again, because that, after this retest the 50, you start closing above that 200, and I think we could go back to the highs. Don't dismiss that pound Aussie yet. Pound CAD holding up. Really sideways, nothing cooking there. Pound Swissy. It's like a lot of the other Swissy pairs. Let's have a look at this one. You see any strength in the pound the early part of the week, I'll definitely be a buyer of this one. Yeah, that's another sort of head and shoulders is shoulder, head, shoulder. Now we've got a 50 EMA break. I think that's a good pullback. I would take a pullback to 131 to try and get back to 141 on the pound Swissy. Okay, so that's all got for you now. I'm watching the US dollar CAD and wanting to go long the euro pound, euro US, leaving the pound alone and watching the pound Swissy. Okay, hope that helps. No traders roundtable on Monday, but in compensation I am doing that series of 3 free webinars for members and a small fee for non-members. I'll give you more information when I come back. I'll clarify some of the content when I come back. I hope you have a good long weekend if you're in the UK, and look forward to seeing you when I get back on Wednesday. Alright, thanks guys.